Welcome. It is my absolute honor to present you today's webinar, AISS Technology Update, Introduction to Lean Six Sigma with KNIME. I do get this question often. Can I implement the Lean Six Sigma phases with KNIME? Well, today, finally, we have the answer. If you don't know what Lean Six Sigma is, we will provide a brief overview. If you don't know what KNIME is, we will also provide a short overview. But at the center of this webinar, we will have the journey of Professor Polidoro and his team to migrate the content of their courses around Lean Six Sigma to KNIME Analytics Platform. I already introduced the name of today's presenter, Professor Alessandro Polidoro. Professor Polidoro is an industrial engineer with a PhD in physical sciences and industrial and energy innovation engineering from Marconi University. He is a certified project manager, a master black belt in Lean Six Sigma, and a KNIME certified trainer. He's also the director of the Italian Lean Six Sigma Academy, AISS, since 2023. He's a lecturer for master's program and courses on Industry 4.0 and Lean 4.0 at universities, and he's a consultant for industrial innovation and digital transformation. Professor Polidoro has held managerial roles in multinational companies in the automotive and industrial sectors, and currently he is ICT manufacturing manager at Ariston Group. So let's start with, I said that you are the director of the Accademia Italiana del Sei Sigma, or AISS. So maybe let's start from here. What is AISS?
Thank you, Rosaria. Good evening. Accademia Italiana del Sei Sigma, or Italian Academy of Lean Six Sigma, was founded in 2001 in Italy, and it has released more than 200 certifications and more than 20 years of experience in a Lean Six Sigma project. It is certified in ISO. It has also a newsletter with more than 1,000 subscribers. It has also organized many seminars, conferences. It has a magazine called Quality and Engineering. The aim of Accademia Italiana of Six Sigma is to be a bridge between university and company, researcher activities, processes, projects to expertise and projects for increase productivity, increase quality, reduce cost, and reduce defects. The framework of Accademia Italiana del Sei Sigma is on this slide is the bridge, as said, between university and companies to lecturers, experts, teachers from university, and industrial consultants to many new technologies. We also have published some books, for example, Fundamentals of Reliability, and have many partnerships with many major companies, and we released many certifications in 2024 and 2025. Last but not least, the research on the methodology and the technology on Lean Six Sigma project for improve efficiency, for improve and migrate the traditional and standard tools with new Industry 4.0 technologies. Last but not least, with artificial intelligence. The history of this project. This evening, we can see only a preview of this project. Last year, we planning to modernize Lean Six Sigma courses at Accademia Italiana del Sei Sigma, and on May, we started with a dedicated course for yellow belt with KNIME. On July, we obtained 2 certifications for 2 certified trainers. In February of this year, we started a new course dedicated to green belt, and on June, the courses will be completed also for dedicated for black belt certification. We started also KNIME basic course, and at the end of the year, this year, Accademia Italiana del Six Sigma became official training partner of KNIME. The project of this evening started with a team. The team is constituted by me and Francesco Alaimo. We are 2 certified trainers. Also, there is Alessandro Celegato, that is an industrial expert, Riccardo Barbieri, university lecturers in production models, and Giovanni Viscio, that is an ERP and MES consultant.
Okay, so now we have a little introduction about the Lean Six Sigma for the ones in the audience who don't know about what it is.
Thanks for the question. Lean Six Sigma comes from the combination of two main concepts, Lean and Six Sigma. Lean started in Toyota production system, started last century, and is accepted, universally accepted as one of the major methodology for reduce waste, reduce cost, and increase quality. Otherwise, Six Sigma is a methodology for reduce variability that can permit the increase the quality of processes and production through the reduction of the variability. The history of the Lean, just a brief overview, started last century in Toyota, and it is used in a Toyota for the very famous Toyota production system, and is developed all over the world. The main pillars are pull, interruption in case of anomaly, so automation, the automation without the intervention of human, Juncker leveling sequencing, the complete control of a production and the control of the attack time, single piece flow, and a complete system for a pull system that permits high efficiency production. The circle of Lean is constituted by 5 steps. The value seen by the customer, the map of the process, the flow, the complete flow, the stream of the flow, the customer that can pull the request and drive the production, and the continuous research of perfection. Six Sigma is a methodology started at the end of the last century in Motorola, then spread by General Electric, that has the aim to reduce defects with a main focus to reduce to 3.4 parts per million defects. It is a very important and high focus that can be obtained through the methodology, the Six Sigma methodology, based by statistical methodology and a framework called the MIC. The customer satisfaction is at the center of both of them, this methodology. Lean and Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a very intelligent system that permits the continuously focus on the customer satisfaction with the possibility to consider data in information, and the statistical possibility offered by the Six Sigma are incredible. The framework Six Sigma is called the MIC. It stands for define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. We can go through them after this presentation, just to see a little review the fact that the consultant, the professional that can have a knowledge of Lean Six Sigma are identified with the call of the belt. The yellow belt is the basic the knowledge of the methodology. The green belt is a middle knowledge of the system that permits the professional to run a project inside a company. Otherwise, the black belt can also perform complex project. And the champion inside is the owner of the process. All of this can constitute a team of the Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma together can improve each other's, and then can permit an increase of the productivity and reduction of defects. And we can consider all of them together with the customer satisfaction at the end, at the center of the focus, combining the MIC framework with the Lean methodology that permits the improve phase in a very proactive way, with a high capability, with the performance driven by data and not only the impression. The new technology let Lean Six Sigma methodology to a high level. The simultaneous implementation of Lean Six Sigma and new technology like Industry 4.0 made allow for greater benefits. This is our starting point of this project, the crossing over between Industry 4.0 technology and the DMAIC, Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control framework of Lean Six Sigma. This was the main issue we had and the main problem we tried to solve, and we solved it thanks to KNIME. But what is KNIME, please, Rosaria?
Okay.
What is analytics platform and how it works? Just an overview.
Okay, so now I have very, very short time that I can dedicate to the KNIME Analytics Platform demo. So KNIME Analytics Platform is a tool, is a platform that you can use for all your data operations. So if you want to do a data analysis, if you want to train a machine learning model, if you want to build a pipeline for a data engineering process, if you want to create a dashboard, a data app, or things like that. So KNIME Analytics Platform can help you do all of these things. It's open source, and it's based on a visual programming paradigm. So that means that no coding is required. There are these little blocks that you can see in the image. You drag and drop them and then build a pipeline of these blocks. So there are two basic concepts that you have to get familiar when you work with KNIME Analytics platforms. So the first one is the node. I said that there are these blocks that you drag and drop. So these blocks are called nodes. And they are dedicated, they implement one specific operation. Sometimes they accept input data, sometimes they produce output data, sometimes both, sometimes none. So it depends on the task that they are implementing. Under each node, you can find this little traffic light that describes the state of the node. If you if you build a pipeline of all these nodes one after the other, from data acquisition to, for example, data visualization or machine learning training or some other node, you build a workflow. This pipeline is called a workflow and represents the implementation of your application. Okay, so when you open KNIME Analytics Platform, you can see this is the first screen that you see. You can see on the left all the local spaces that you have available for you. There are a few example workflows, some recent workflows if you have already used it, and most important of all, if you are a first-time user, there is this button to create a new workflow. So when you either create a new workflow or open an existing workflow, you end up in the next screen. In the next screen, you can see in the center the workflow editor. That's where you assemble your workflow. You remember the pipeline of nodes represents your workflow. So the workflow editor is where you assemble the sequence of nodes that is the workflow. Then on the left, you again have all these tabs. The first tab is an info tab. So you select a node in the workflow editor, and the info tab shows you all the information that you need to know about that node. Then there is the Nodes tab. The Nodes tab shows you all the nodes that are available for that installation of KNIME. So yeah, I mean, you can install the core, and then you can install a number of extensions, and then the sum of the installations gives you all the nodes available in this node repository. Then the next one shows you the Space Explorer. The Space Explorer shows you all the projects, all the workflows that you have available in your workspace. And then finally, the last one, I skipped the AI assistant, but the last one shows you the failures and the warnings that arise when during the execution of your workflow. Okay, so I have a little demo now for you that I recorded because exactly I have to be fast. So you can see on the left, I have all the data sets, some data sets. So you can just take one of the data sets and then perform the drag and drop of the data set into the workflow editor. Right. Exactly. So now you perform and that creates already automatically the node that reads the data. Each node has a configuration window, double click to open the configuration window. And because you need to give some settings for the node to perform the operation that is supposed to perform. Traffic light becomes yellow. You can see when you hover over the node, these 4 buttons. One again opens the configuration window. Another one performs the execution. If the execution has no error, traffic light becomes green. So now, if we want to perform some operations on this data set, we look for a raw filter node, for example. We connect the raw filter node. Again, double click, we open the configuration window of the raw filter node. And then since this is a filtering operation node, we introduce the filtering criterion that the node is supposed to implement. Another way, again, execution, okay, and green light, it worked well. Another way to find another node is that you start a connection, you drop it in the middle of nowhere on your workflow editor, and then all the nodes that most likely follow the first node appear. Here we choose a row aggregator, again, configuration window open. We decide to use as a setting, calculate the average age for the sex groups, so for men and women. And so as you see, we define average, age, sex group, and then execution, and then you can see the results. So this is very, very quickly how KNIME works. Okay, so another thing that people tell me, they say, since it's based on visual programming, maybe it's not very powerful. Well, KNIME has more than 4,000 nodes. Of course, you don't need to use all of them. People use, let's say, a few hundred nodes for the most common operations. But if you need some niche analysis in some niche domain, there is probably a niche node that performs your niche analysis, probably among the 4,000 nodes available for KNIME. Okay. I selected a few subset of nodes that you will probably use when you perform the Lean Six Sigma analysis. This is the cheat sheet for machine learning. This contains the most frequently used machine learning algorithms, the most commonly used machine learning algorithms, and their corresponding nodes. And then the next cheat sheet is the connectors cheat sheet that contains a subset, so again, the most commonly used connector nodes to connect to common data sources like big data or IoT sources or other similar sources. So just to give you an example of how you can find your nodes for your Lean Six Sigma analysis. Okay, so now that we know about KNIME, we know about Lean Six Sigma, so let's try to make the two of them play together.
Thanks, Rosaria. It was really a brief overview of KNIME, but KNIME is a very powerful software. It's an open source software that let us to use data inside our project, transforming data in information and avoiding the possibility to issues and problems due to manual entry or copy and paste of several software to obtain a representation of our data. So we decided to use KNIME inside our Lean Six Sigma project due to the high availability of this software and many tools, and the possibility also to extend the capabilities thanks to the scripting integration with R or with Python. The mic, we already know that what the mic is: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. All phases of Lean Six Sigma project could be covered and could be performed thanks to KNIME. How? Just for example, the main documents of a project is the project charter. In a project charter, we have to define what are the aim of the project, the focus, the team, just for example, the budget, the Gantt, and what we need to perform our project and how our project is going. But usually it's a document on static software. Anyway, with KNIME, it's possible to combine a set of nodes called component that we can show this project charter, and that can be updated every time we open the project and we perform and run the following step. With this document, with combining of this document, we can have a brief overview of all of the project in a simple way, very simple way.
Okay, so here you use a component, a data app with a component and a lot of widget nodes.
Yeah, correct. You can combine the different node in one node that can perform some steps in one simple node, and when you can also modify something inside the node, the processor of the window. Measure phase. The measure phase is to obtain an early phase of the measurement. And it's possible, thanks to the statistic node, to have a brief overview, directly overview of our measure set. But how? Thanks to the possibility offered by KNIME, we can import inside our workflow directly data from, for example, from shop floor or from our software like an MES or an ERP or CSV file or several files, and combining them in real time or and showing them together with a first definition on our measurement and a brief overview of all the tools that we can use after in the following phase. Last but not least, we can also use the extension capability thanks to KNIME for performing for example, a test for normality for our test, for our data.
Okay, so I see that here you have all the statistics nodes and the histograms and visualization nodes and statistics nodes. But I think in the measure phase, you also need to connect to a bunch of data sources and collect data. So maybe this is the place for those connector nodes that I've shown before in the cheat sheet.
Correct. Exactly with the orange nodes, we can import and insert in our workflow data, real data, concrete data directly from source, and we can transform them to let a brief presentation on our data and to perform a measure phase very early and very easy. The following phase is one of the most important phases, of course, analyze. We can perform a complete set of analysis system inside this phase thanks to the many nodes offered by KNIME, and not only, because we can insert also inside our workflow also scripts in R or Java or Python to extend all of the possibility offered by KNIME. Just for example, we can perform a regression or polynomial regression plotting. We can perform an analyze, a complete analyze. We can give priority and causes, because we can perform on the right side of this slide. We can see, for example, a fishbone, a root cause analysis, a cause and effect analysis with a simple component, cause and effect diagram. This is a little workflow. At the bottom, there is also, for example, a Pareto analysis, a complete and advanced capability analyze with CP, CPK, etc., to have a complete overview. And thanks to this, we can consider how we can continue and perform our project. Just for example, we can perform with Python script a complete design of experiment step inside our project. The workflow is very simple. Of course, there is a Python tuber now that permits a complete representation, letting us to understand the influences of the factor value. The improve and control are performed thanks to several nodes for control charts. Many control charts are available, others are possible thanks to the integration with R. We can also personalize the possibility to show these charts, and we can consider how to optimize them to perform the restarting of the first phase. In fact, we are speaking about a continuous improvement. So at the end of the project, we can restart with a new focus, with an improved focus, maybe a high level focus, thanks to the knowledge obtained with this technology, and with a complete methodology that permits a continuous improvement way that increase every time the results of this project. The control phase is very important because also can let the team to evaluate the results of the improvement phase, because during the improvement phase we can manage many lean methodologies inside our processes. Last but not least, we can also use a chatbot like this for improve our efficiency. In fact, we can ask several models that we can put inside our workflow with models like OpenAI or DeepSeek or others that can be asked for increase the efficiency of our project, and that can drive us to obtain a better structure of the project. So this is a real chatbot inside the workflow of this project.
So you developed the chatbot using KNIME nodes?
Exactly. We can insert the node for the authentication, and we can choose between cloud or local models. Of course, we can consider cloud models for high activity answers. Otherwise, for particular or sensitive data, we can consider also to download and install in our workstation on server local generative large language model that can permit the elaboration of the results in offline modality. So the crossing over Industry 4.0 with real data, concrete data, interconnection, and all of the possibility taken by Industry 4.0, and the customer-centric DMAIC system and framework of Lean Six Sigma can be improved and can be realized with KNIME, with the extension and the others scripting performance possibility inside an unique workflow that let us to start a define component, a measure component, analyze component, and so on. So every phase can be structured in a single component, and with 5 components we can insert in one workflow a complete Lean Six Sigma project. Of course, this is an overview, this is a work in progress. We are starting 3 projects this year with this combination and crossing over between Lean Six Sigma and KNIME, the optimization of an electronic circuit for network voltage monitoring with design of experiment, and reduction of production costs for recreational vehicles, for components, for accessories for recreational vehicles. All of these projects are started originally with other software. We are starting a migration, and on June, this project will be presented for an official green belt certification on June or July. Sorry, on July. There will be the next examination with a project based with KNIME in a Lean Six Sigma project. So, conclusions. Lean Six Sigma is a flexible strategy to reduce waste and optimize production. We have started to perform an update of the technology. KNIME is an open source software well suited for data analytics and not only extract, transform, load, etc. KNIME and Lean Six Sigma are a very good combination to let the teams inside the company to obtain performance without enter any kind of difficulty methodologies steps. So can be easily can be easily guided during the step of the project to obtain only the main phases of any steps of the project. So you can focus on the cultural transformation, then studying all of the statistical methodologies in Six Sigma, just for example. Just a reminder, we starting this month a yellow belt Lean Six Sigma course, a green belt on June and July Lean Six Sigma, and on July we will start the first course for the migration between all the green and black belt projects in the new technology upgrade with KNIME.
Okay, so this is for me. So start writing your questions because now we are reaching the end of the presentation and we will answer the questions live. So before we go to the questions, I wanted to say that if you want to learn more about KNIME, go to the KNIME Learning Center. We have courses from level L1 to level L4, various professional profiles. Level L1 is basic, level L4 is advanced. We have self-paced courses for free, and then we have instructor-led courses where you are guided by an instructor still online. Then I wanted to, in the next slide, I wanted to recommend you more cheat sheets. So if you want to learn KNIME very quickly, then you can go to our KNIME cheat sheets. We have cheat sheets for beginners, for spreadsheet users, for machine learning, I've already shown, and many more. And then, of course, in the KNIME Press, we have also books. Even there, you can find your transition booklet. For example, we have a few from other tools to KNIME. We have use case collections. We have textbooks. Textbooks are organized where there is a lesson and then exercises at the end, as a textbooks should be. And then we have technical collections. And then I wanted to tell you that in 10 days, on May 14th, the season 4 of the Just KNIME Challenges is going to start. The Just KNIME Challenges, they work like that. We have 30 challenges. Each Wednesday, the new challenge comes out. The next Tuesday, we provide the solution. So you have 1 week to exercise your brain and produce the solution yourself. It's a great way to learn KNIME practically. So not just, with a teacher telling you what to do and then you forget, but completely hands-on learning how to work with KNIME. So keep the date in mind if you want to participate in just KNIME challenges. There are challenges for all various degrees of expertise. So from basic, simple, easy, intermediate, and then hard. Of course, the hard ones are hard. Yeah. Okay, and then you wanted to say something more?
Yeah, keep in mind that there is a very large Italy users, KNIME, and you are invited on 26th of May at Unimarconi and Terrazza Prati at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There is the presentation of workflow KNIME with AI. You can click on this link to register for the event. We're waiting for you. Thanks, Rosaria. This is a very big opportunity because at Unimarconi, I manage a lab and a data-driven lab. We use KNIME for our projects.
Okay, so I think we can start with the questions then. So again, write your questions. They are going to either answer in the chat, or if they are of general interest, they are going to be passed to us for Professor Polidoro to answer. So let's start with the first one. Can KNIME do all what Minitab can do?
Not all, but depends on what we need. Usually, processes are managed in several phases. KNIME lets us to perform many of phases, the most part, not all of them. KNIME is a general structure where we can insert many nodes and the components. We can combine all of them. So I think that if not today, but in the future, we can combine all of them to perform step by step all we need for a Lean Six Sigma project and what Minitab can do. Not all, but what we need, yeah, why not?
So you showed a number of components, right? You showed Python script nodes, and then you showed components for the data app. So are these components and these Python script nodes publicly available on the KNIME Community Hub?
We are decided to publish every steps where we can insert the standard incoming of the data. So when we have structured an official system to perform variables directly from an external source, we won't publish on the hub. So step by step, I think one component for time.
Okay, one at a time.
An increasingly workflow, no? An increasingly workflow. So with starting from with the define project chart, the define measure, not only the project chart, also with the value of customer, etc. With other tools we are preparing.
All via data app.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is another question says, can I connect to the IoT data sources with KNIME?
Also, yeah, we have several nodes for IoT data. It depends of the protocol, but the possibility of from KNIME is very impressive. We can consider data from IoT, from cloud, from Amazon, Azure, AWS, etc. So it's incredible the possibility to perform, but we can also insert many DB query and perform some query directly online without the import, but performing a query online real-time query.
So there is a similar question. It says, I personally find KNIME very useful for the ETL process inside the measure phase and along the full DMIC process. What do you think?
Yeah. I think it's possible. It's in a few steps. It's possible to obtain more and more.
Okay. So another question. Can we expect a new book from Minitab to KNIME?
Why not? It's difficult, but why not? I think it can be scheduled in maybe next year.
So there is another similar question. What about a Lean Six Sigma extension?
Why not also here Lean Six Sigma? Maybe we can consider a complete DMAIC framework and workflow with both Six Sigma, then Lean Six Sigma, then both of Lean Six Sigma methodologies with Industry 4.0 and why not 5.0 that can extend the capabilities. So watching behind the steps.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, it's excellent.
So another question, who should be involved in the implementation of KNIME to achieve Lean Six Sigma goals? And approximately how much time, effort, and cost would it take to implement it in a mid-sized production company?
We have not consider this at this moment. It's a work in progress. Maybe at the end of this year, we can complete several projects, and we can consider to analyze what we can obtain. Cost is impossible to consider. You have to consider that effort is not too much, but it's not easy. So we have to study, we have to perform some steps, you have to structure the project. It's a complete project, and our aim is to perform the first three projects. When there will be a standard, a little bit standard, we can publish and you can use there. The Lean Six Sigma complete, it's a challenge.
Okay. So there is a question about your event in Rome. So the Arricchire i workflow di dati con l'intelligenza artificiale event will be also online or only in presence in Rome?
I think it will all be in only in presence, but the performance are or will be online thanks to Sergio Verga and other colleagues that can share the presentation. But in that days we can combine some particular activities.
Okay, so would it be possible to acquire real-time data from processes running on the plant floor to analyze and predict defects using machine learning, for example?
Depends at what kind of workflow you have. At this time, we have not real time, but similar, thanks to the import capabilities of KNIME. So with some minutes of delay, you can consider to run the workflow. Real time is not still tested by us, but with some minutes of delay, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So it cannot be used for alarm, for example, but for any kind of similar of real-time statistical first dashboarding, yes.
Okay, one more question.
Hope to answer.
I think it, yeah. So one more question. It says, which tools do you offer your students in the Green Belt courses? Do they have to develop their own tools with KNIME, or do they get predefined workflows and components?
To the Green Belt standard course, traditional course, we not offer anything with KNIME. With the update course, we are showed the possibility to the complete migration of the most part of the steps inside the KNIME workflow. We offer the components and we offer how to use them in the workflow. So yes, we offer, it's not necessary to realize a component by yourself. You can use the academy components, but of course you can also improve and personalize the component as you want.
Okay, I think that
it's never-ending possibility, to consider to expand the possibility of the component. But I think it will be a good starting point for any kind of project.
Yeah, there is never limit to improvement. Yeah. So another question, so about the Just KNIME challenges. Are we going to have a Just KNIME challenge around the Lean Six Sigma framework?
It depends on you.
That would be cool. So maybe we can ask Aline to sign you up for the next season of Just KNIME challenges, and we will have one around the Lean Six Sigma framework.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay, so can KNIME software substitute completely other software for data analysis, as for example Minitab, or not?
I think not completely, but for the most part, yes. It depends on what you need, what you really need for your operation, but for your analysis. But you have to you have to consider that according to formulas and mathematical and statistical, you can combine several nodes and components to perform what you need. It is a project to migration completely from what you said Minitab to other possibility like KNIME. But for by now, in 1 year, we have obtained the migration of the 3 principal projects of this step. It's a project, as you've seen, and it is work in progress.
So basically,
Many statistical nodes are inside KNIME, many of them. So you can perform lots of them, and not only remember that you can also extend the tools thanks to R and Python. So in Academy, we try to offer also nodes with the script inside, so for the personalization of this kind of analysis.
So basically, let me summarize. If you use KNIME in combination with some Python script nodes and R script nodes, you can substitute what Minitab does. What you have available at the moment doesn't cover all what Minitab does. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So let's say there is still a bit to add to completely cover Minitab using, in your courses, using KNIME and using the Python script nodes and the R script nodes.
Yeah, remember that you have to consider what you are doing, what you need, and if you have effectively needs of all of that kind of functions, because otherwise you can consider to use others alternatives. And in KNIME we have the possibility to download and try lots of workflow already designed with many statistical analysis. So we can try, we can download, we can personalize, and I think that with a little bit work for every kind of phase, of course, we can consider to perform a migration. But of course, it depends case by case, because there are several applications already done with Minitab. Every kind of new technology, every kind of progress requests a change of the mindset and a cultural change.
So another question, is AISS technology update a Lean Six Sigma course completely based on KNIME?
The AI technology update, yes, completely based on KNIME.
Okay.
It's a 2 days completely with KNIME, so you can see some projects with the classical technology and with KNIME technology. So we perform a migration of some projects in that course.
Okay, so if they want to learn, they can attend the course. If they want to perform a migration, then they could learn there.
Oh, they can also follow our social channels where we publish every progress in our projects. So it depends on what you need. But of course, in our course, you can see our real applications. We can perform the application of the system with a concrete project.
Okay, great. I remember also your last award assignment was on a project completely built with KNIME.
Exactly, it was an award won by Luca Costa, and it was a thesis based on Six Sigma with KNIME. So we have green and black belt traditional course, update course for a green and black belt with KNIME, name basic course with Francesco Alaimo, the Italian trainer, official trainer. The possibility to organize workshop inside the company to analyze and perform what the companies need for the migration of between several software, not only Meetup, there are many software. We are here, and it depends on what you needs. But overall, there is, of course, the training. So with KNIME, you have many training tools, many training documentation, video, workflow, and I don't know how many resources you have. In Lean Six Sigma, Accademia Italiana del Six Sigma is a non-profit academy with the aim of training and coaching. So we are here for you.
So another question, how long do the courses take approximately?
The update course for the migration of the projects, 2 full days. The green belt standard course, it requires 6 days. A black belt from a green belt, another 6 days.
Okay. Okay, so another question, what are the next steps for the Accademia Italiana del Six Sigma? What are you going to do next?
Next step for Accademia Italiana del Six Sigma are the preparation of some courses for different companies. So from a basic knowledge of Lean Six Sigma called white belt to yellow, green, and black, the possibility to personalize workshop and courses for companies, the research with the possibility to see industrial 5.0 to Lean Six Sigma projects, and the partnership with KNIME that permits us to become officially trainer partner of KNIME. We are proud to be this, and I think that this partnership could offer also a new way of something and anything in a Lean Six Sigma world.
Okay, I think that was the last question, and frankly, we are close to the end. So thank you for helping us understanding what the Lean Six Sigma is. Thank you for helping us understanding if it's possible to migrate from the old tools into KNIME. So thank you again. I think it was a very informative webinar.
Thank you all. Thank you all, and see you next time.